yay, yay, yay. It's my robot from Power Rangers impression.
What is his name?
Ay, ay, ay.
Johnny Five. It's
Johnny Five? No.
Johnny Five's a much better robot. Alpha. Alpha, that's his name. His name is Alpha.
Ay, ay, ay. Ranger.
If I had to choose between Rangers, if I had to choose between between Alpha or Johnny Five, who would you choose?
I mean, I think I'd go actually with Alpha. There's something about that like classic flying saucer head thing, you know.
Have you seen the new Alpha in the?
Yeah, all right. So, what do you think about this new Power Rangers?
I'm of two minds about it. Like, the dark and gritty thing, I'm okay with, but I kind of thought it would be equally cool for them to go in like this just self-aware super campy mode.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think I would appreciate the self-aware super campy mode more than I will the dark and gritty reboot, because I think dark and gritty is we're kind of at peak dark and gritty.
Yeah, too much grimdark. I don't know, man.
Just like
we don't really
hit peak zombie recently.
We don't really know what it's going to be like. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the trailers may be painting it one way, but the actual thing may be painting it like, you know what I mean?
Well, like every movie does, like every DC movie, they make these awesome trailers and then they just release a garbage fire to the public.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I here's what I really think. I think what we're looking at here is another TMNT. Like I have a feeling that the first movie is going to try to like do a lot of different things, try to be both campy and serious at the same time, and it may have a hard time finding its footing, but it'll also probably make bank and therefore get a sequel, and then the sequel will probably, you know, plant its feet and determine, okay, we are this thing. Be it.
You know, it depends. Like I think the success and the greatness of this movie depends entirely on what the test audiences thought. Which sucks, but that's pretty much the case of all of these, you know, big tentpole summer blockbuster reboot movies, is that they're going to cater to whatever the test audiences say.
I guess.
So even if they had something on their hands that would have been really, really neat and really unique and really interesting and really cool, if the, you know, people that they choose for the test audience don't care for that kind of stuff and they just want, you know, I want to explode. Like, what is the Simpsons episode where they ask them about the new character for Itchy and Scratchy, and they're like, so you want, you know, a serious down-to-earth show with zany, out-of-this-world characters? Like, yes. You know, like, yeah, so I feel like a lot of that stuff's being driven now by knee-jerk reactions by studio executives when stuff tests poorly, as opposed to them taking risks.
I mean, I think it is a risk to some extent with a lot of the creative license they've taken with the characters.
No, it's not. Like it's Power Rangers. It's nostalgia. It's gonna make $500 million.
It's not playing up the nostalgia factor enough to be nostalgia. Like, I don't look at that and think, oh, it's Power Rangers, I can't wait to see this movie. Like, I just see kind of a different, you know, like I see a space superhero movie. I don't necessarily see.
Well, that's what the Power Rangers were. They're space superheroes.
Green Lantern. That is what I see when I see this movie.
Yeah.
Probably not a good thing, given that Green Lantern was terrible. But it does kind of have that kind of feel. I think this is going to end up being a cross between Green Lantern and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But I'm definitely going to give it a shot. I mean, we're gonna watch it and review it, right?
I mean, I guess like that's the only reason why I would go watch it, honestly.
Yeah, kind of me too. I mean, we don't have to.
Because so I've gotten to the point where with a lot of the nostalgia reboot movies, I just don't want to go see them, because I figure if enough people don't go see them, then maybe Hollywood will find something else to do.
Well, see, now that's the reason why I don't want to go see any DC movies, but you're dragging me to those.
I'm not dragging you to those. Our podcast reviews are dragging us to that. Because I agree, like that's the thing, you know, I would want to wait, and like I'm super hopeful. Like, I love the DC films. I mean, I love DC properties.
Wonder Woman.
I love their animated stuff. I love their TV shows. I love everything that they do except for the stuff that they poop out into the theaters, because that's all they do is they poop it out into the theaters, because they know that fans will go and see it regardless of whether or not it's good. And from all I've heard about the Wonder Woman movie, it just sounds like it's the same kind of schlock that they're doing, that they're just they're basically just taking money from fans. They don't care about the quality of the stuff that they put out so long as it makes money.
About the Wonder Woman movie?
About Wonder Woman, yeah, like there's all sorts of problems. Like there's people coming out speaking about it.
I thought the testing, the early tests, the early audiences were good.
I don't know. I hadn't seen anything about that.
Well, I could be wrong on that, but I thought I read that somewhere. I was hopeful. And Wanna Pineapples in the chat saying, "You're welcome, Bo. We keep you watching DC." Look,
but dude, I will say this though.
Yeah.
I am super pumped about Logan. I have heard nothing but great stuff about Logan.
It's fantastic.
Like,
I want to feel that way for DC.
I know, right? Like I want to read about. Holy crap! You have to go see Wonder Woman.
Right?
It's not just a great superhero film. It's a fantastic film because that's what they're saying about Logan. Logan's not just a good superhero film. It's a great film. And I use the word film like with a capital F, not a movie, right? Like Suicide Squad, Batman vs Superman. Those were pretty crappy movies. They weren't even worthy of the title film. I want to be excited about a DC property again. And
yeah, and I am. I mean, like that's the thing. It's not that I'm not excited about Wonder Woman. It's just that I'm like cautiously excited. I like, and for most of the stuff that we've gotten from, I mean, even like X-Men Apocalypse. Like I didn't go into that thinking that it was going to be, Citizen Kane. I don't know why I keep making that reference. I've never seen Citizen Kane. I don't. But the thing is, I didn't go into it thinking it was going to be like this amazing movie. But I was excited for it because it was going to be a good, fun popcorn explosions, Michael Bay without the Michael Bay. You know what I mean? Like it was going to be fun. And I was just ready to have some fun. I don't even look at Wonder Woman as like I'm about to have a lot of fun. I just kind of look at it as I want it to be good, but it's probably not.
Like that's the thing is I have to go into DC movies now thinking that I'm probably going to be bored for at least 30, 45 minutes of this movie. But there's going to be some cool action sequences or whatever. And so my expectations are so low for that movie or for pretty much any DC movie that comes out now, my expectations are so low that if it does anything above those expectations, then I will probably laud it as the best film that's ever been made.
That's good. Lauren, by the way.
I want to go. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Lauren in the chat saying lots of unconfirmed reports are actually surrounding this one person, something that one person said a few months ago that she heard it was a mess a few days ago. So someone said they had a friend who saw it and said it was good. So it's like, it's a lot of hearsay, nothing confirmed. But well, here's the question. Cause what's generally telling is what the gag order is. That's what you call it, right?
Yeah, the gag. Yeah, and that's the thing is every single DC film has a gag order until like 2 days before the movie comes out, which is a death sentence in my opinion.
Well, I mean, it's a red flag. It is definitely a red flag.
Like every Marvel movie, they pulled open their gag order like a month in advance, and that's just brazen confidence. Is all that is. It's because they know they're releasing something that's at least going to be like a decent movie. Right.
Well, but that's the thing. They set up a firm foundation, and DC is yet. I mean, not even has yet. It did not do that, and so everything about this franchise that they've created, this expanded universe, extended, whatever they want to call it, it's just not compelling. It's not fun. I mean, this is for me. I mean, I realize that some people listening are like, "What? No, I love this. Are you kidding me?" But like the thing is, like for the vast majority of audience members, it's just not compelling. Like I'm not excited to go spend time in the DC universe, which is a tragedy because
I know, right?
Whenever I play DC Universe Online, I love the fact that I just get to spend time in the DC universe. Like I love that. And when we get these new DC games, even Elseworld games, like we got this new Injustice 2 coming out that
excited about that. Super excited.
I went through a range of emotions about that. Because on the one hand, I was like, didn't we say everything we needed to say in Injustice 1? Must we go Injustice 2? Just because it seemed like the story was kind of finished, and apparently,
well, now Batman's like the bad guy or something now.
I have no earthly idea what the story is, but I do know that the characters that they've introduced look amazing, and I am looking forward to seeing where they take the story. I'm really pumped about Injustice 2. I'm surprised at how pumped I am about Injustice 2.
Yeah,
game's so good. The first one was, and I'm sure the second.
I'm excited about it. Definitely gonna buy it. But yeah, that's the thing, right? You know, there are these all these other DC properties. I love watching Flash. I love watching Legends. You know, all the DC animated movies are great. I love spending time in this universe, but I just don't like going to the movies to watch DC films because they just don't. They it's just they're on autopilot. I don't know what it is.
No,
It's
see,
just
I don't
weird.
think that's it. I really don't think it's it. I wish they were on autopilot, but they're not. The problem is that they've got all of these directors and all of these filmmakers that are like doing their own little mini art projects. Like they're all doing Ang Lee's Hulk, and it's not good. Like
No. That's not at all what's
that
happening.
is exactly
Is that these people are no. They go to a director. They say, "Hey, director, we like your vision for what you did with this. So let's go make a DC movie." So the director goes, "Okay, great. I'm gonna make a DC movie." And then they test that DC movie, and the executives freak out because it doesn't test well because it's a different vision of some kind of thing. So they recut it, they reshoot, and they do all this kind of crap, and they stitch together this Frankenstein's monster of a movie, and that's what we get.
But that's what I'm saying. That's not autopilot. Like it's all of these like every single one has been its own project. And you're all right. Like they'll tap these people for that reason, and then let them get the freedom to make what they want their vision to be. But then they'll try to hammer that into what I get.
Well, that's what I'm saying is automatic. It's like every time they do the same thing. They get a director for their vision. They see the director's vision. It doesn't test well. They freak out. They reshoot, and then they release a garbled mess of a movie.
Yeah.
Just one a pineapple in the chat. Said it. Nail on the head. They're not letting the filmmakers make their films. They're choosing these people because they like their previous films, because they like how they did X, Y, and Z. Then they don't let them do that. Like that's why you're seeing all this problem with the Affleck Batman stuff. I'm pretty sure it's because he wants to take it one way. They don't want to give him creative control to do that, and so he's like, I don't want to be a part of a film. I don't want to direct a film that's not going to be my film when it's released. Like, I mean, say what you will about Josh Trank, but like the Fantastic Four that we saw in theaters I'm not his film. It wasn't.
Right.
And but everybody's going to associate that monstrosity of a film to him. And so honestly, I think that's a good move for Ben Affleck to get out of the director's seat for that movie, because they're going to screw it up, because they've done that for every movie they've released thus far. And so I think it's safe to assume that no matter what you want to do, Ben, if somebody in the test audience goes, I didn't like that, they're going to go, and spend, $30 million reshooting a bunch of stuff. And then they're going to, Frankenstein it together, and I don't know.
Problem is,
I don't mean to be pessimistic.
They lack a visionary, and it's designed by committee, and that's what ends up becoming the problem. And you need a Kevin Feige. You need somebody to have a grand overview mission or vision for what you want the final storyline to be across the board, and they have not done that. They've not.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like if they go in, they say, okay, hey, so and so director, we love your vision for this. This is a story that we want you. Okay, so we want you to tell a Batman story, and we want you to go in this direction so that it ends in this way. And so you go and you do that in those constraints, right? Because that's what Kevin Feige does. He gives constraints to the directors, which a lot of times directors need that.
Absolutely, Star Wars wouldn't be Star Wars without the constraints.
Look at the prequels, a prime example.
Yeah, no restraints. Terrible.
No restraints. Yeah.
Right. Man, I feel like we've just been like working some stuff out here, apparently.
Yeah. And Gooner in the chat, I'm not sure about Man of Steel. I don't know the history of that movie, but definitely for Batman v Superman, the tonal changes in that movie, it just flip flopped around all the time.
You need a reboot. Like they just reboot the universe. Where is it? What was that show where at the end of the series they rebooted everything? What was it called? What is it?
Quantum Leap?
No, it's in a computer.
Oh, Reboot.
Oh yeah. Reboot. That's the one. They need to do that.
Yeah, just reboot it.
Reboot.
Yeah. And Gooner also, I liked Man of Steel. I really did.
Reboot.
Pewter reboot. I did like Man of Steel. I enjoyed that take of Superman. I liked the fact that this Superman had to take Zod's life in order to understand the gravity of what it means to take a life, because I think that makes it more realistic, To have somebody to say, you know, who's never taken a life to say that everything is bad, and anybody who's taken a life, blah 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 blah, you know, all that kind of stuff. But
On day one, that's my thing.
Oh.
On day one, like you're right, great character development. But on the first movie,
yes, I absolutely on the first movie.
all right.
Because that's the thing, right? Like that's the only he's an inexperienced superhero. He doesn't know the ways to de-escalate like a
Okay, yeah. You're right.
and so the only thing he sees, because he's human, right? Like, you know, he's grown up as a human. He knows that's what he sees is like that's termination. That's final. Is I can do that, and he also knows the gravity of collateral damage and how seriously terrible that can be. You know, thousands of people died in the collateral damage from that battle. So he has this weighing on his conscience the whole time. And I thought they in Batman vs Superman, they did not do a good job of iterating that.
I don't care they said that.
Yeah, it should have been this thing where like he's at the Temple of Solitude now because he is in just this mournful solace of the lives that he inadvertently took, and because he had to kill somebody and all this kind of stuff. And instead they made him like, I don't care. I just want you, Lois Lane. I don't care about killing people. Who cares? I'm gonna like start a civil war in Africa because I don't care.
No, it's fine.
It's like, no, you should care. You're Superman.
Oh,
like that's what you do.
Wait, did you get my mom? Okay. All right, hang on.
Martha.
Hey, I'm supposed to go and save somebody, but I'm gonna just take a quick pause to give you some exposition, and I'm gonna go find Batman. Okay. What?
Yeah.
Did you say? Wait. Oh, I don't care. That's
yeah. Now it's just
reboot.
Oh, by the way, to basically put a jar of urine on the desk of, you know, an Oscar winner, that was pretty funny too.
So Brogues.
Yeah, the Brogues. Let's talk about something that I like.
I would love for I'm sure somewhere a bunch of DC film execs are getting around and they're all looking at the issues of Fast Point from the Brogues and just tearing it to shreds. Like, these guys don't know what they're doing.
They don't know anything about these characters. Where's the ultimate butchery of what the character fundamentally is?
Where's Word Moody and blah. Yes. Okay. So I updated the rest, everything all the way through the end of Volume 2 on here. Throne Room, I did a sketch up. So the idea, I don't know if you could see that or not, but the idea is that Mirror Bro's throne has all these like attachments with mirrors around him and such.
Yeah.
And then also these kind of two pillars on either side with giant mirrors. The idea is if you're in that seat, then, you know, it's reflecting your image everywhere.
So I would this work where he's going to be sitting in the seat? Well,
no. When they walk into the room, he's not there. So
okay,
Tender is kind of pointing to the throne, and she's given some explanation, and then turn around, gasp, he walks through the door. The other thing too is that, you know, when we first see him, he just looks like, you know, Fast Point Mirror Bro, but after the stone affects him, that's when he gets the crazy eyes. Did you see the artwork that I came up with for that? The mirror.
No, it's not in here.
It's not. Hang on, let me see if I uploaded it to Facebook and then I took it down because I was like, spoilers. So let me see. I think I actually put it as a Patreon.
So are we gonna actually use these characters that I've used before? Well, except for the Storm one, for the Brogats.
No. Spoilers. The Brogats. Spoilers are those were just kind of. I was using those as templates to kind of draw out, like, you know.
Oh, okay. Like, because I know there's the one, you know, spoilers that, well, it's not really a spoiler because that already happened in the comic, but I mean, I think it'd be hilarious if the chick that Colbro tried to go on a date with turns into a Brogat.
All right, so do you like that idea? Because I kind of like that idea too.
Yeah, I really
all right, cool.
Like the other one makes sense because that was a completely different character that I was doing, but like I get your template idea for that. But for the third one, I was like, yes, this has to be that.
Okay.
Because when they run into each other, they could be like, oh, this is awkward.
Yeah. All right, good. And I don't know if we ever addressed
because then because he could get like smitten with her. And he's like, oh my, I had no idea you were a Brogat, and then she'd be like, oh my god, really?
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I like that. I came up with that idea, and I just wasn't sure if you'd like it or not, so I'm glad that you like that.
Yeah.
All right, so but yes, so let me put in. Yeah, so all right, now I'm looking at the Brogat spoilers mock-up. So basically, my thought was with B-Tender lose the crown and then lose the pads, and maybe less detailed belt. And
No pads, but that's like the whole Queen.
okay,
Regal
no,
thing.
that's cool. That's cool. If you want to keep the pads, keep the pads. It's just I was just trying to think of like what would make it more minimalistic, to make it easier for you to draw.
Yeah.
And then for Pika Brogat, spoilers. She, since we've got so much yellow with B-Tender's motif already, I figured that we could switch hers to purple because we don't really have purple in the spectrum of characters right now.
Yeah.
Got a lot of green. I mean, you got the primary colors, but aside from blue, which is a kind of a necessity for those particular characters, you kind of want to, I don't know. But anyway, so I thought maybe something like that. But I'm curious to see what you come up with.
Cool. All right.
And then spoiler. And then for Frosty or Killer Frost Brogat or Frosty Brogat or just Frosty, spoilers. Yeah, so it could be her. Although I was thinking maybe she should be a blonde because Caitlyn. Although is Caitlyn a brunette?
Caitlin's brunette.
Is she? Okay. Well, cool. Well, I guess yeah, because B-Tender has kind of red hair. I don't know. I was just trying to keep things kind of
orangey.
get a mixed thing going on. But yeah, so giving her kind of a light blue top, but then also kind of a skirt that's kind of I don't know what style skirt that is, but where they're kind of like not ripped up at the base, but kind of Batman cape looking thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
It's kind of a white light gray type situation going on.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So that's that. And here, where am I gonna put this? Where's Evil Eyes? Evil Eyes are watching you. Evil Eyes, they're watching you. Okay, I'm inserting it after the 224. Issue 224. The issue on the table. And
Oh man. Okay. Yeah. I can do that. I was also thinking of like hulking him out,
no,
like going Bane.
well, I don't want to go Bane. I was thinking like maybe do super spoilers, but maybe do like kind of like snake like like a shadow behind him, like almost like the shadow behind.
What about like a black aura that's snaky?
Yeah. I like that.
Like I'll do him like kind of bent over, sort of like hunched and like.
Well, I don't know about bent over because I mean he needs to be like basically he needs to still be like him and carrying himself in the same way, but
Okay.
the visual cues of the eyes changing and like I like that. I like the aura type deal.
Okay, but I'll do the eyebrows down.
Oh
They'll
yeah,
just be like angry eyes. Yeah.
of course. Well, cool. Evil eyes are watching you. Spoilers. Thebrogues.com. Check it out. This has been
Do it now.
this has been Shenanigans. Yeah, man, kind of negative shenanigans there at first. I'm sorry about that, but
Well, I mean, it's not technically our fault.
no, we don't make the news. We just report it.
I know. I stand by my opinion. I really, and that's the thing. Is like, don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm hating on DC. I love all of DC's other properties.
Exactly. We just want.
I want them to make good movies.
Hey, if you like the movies, that's good on you.
Why can't they make good movies?
Well,
And if you like them, that's awesome. I'm so glad that you do. Like, I
wish that I was
yeah,
you.
like, yeah, like I wish I don't. Yeah, that's what's great about it is that there are people that do enjoy them, and that's wonderful. Like, I'm glad that they're making movies that you guys enjoy, because that's what I want. I want that. I want that feeling, but I'm dead inside, and
Yeah.
so yeah, I'm envious of you.
All right, so that's Shenanigans for this week. Big ups to all of you at patreon.com/TV Talk who make this happen. Check out the credits for your names. You know what I'm talking about. Peace!